know if you can tell, but it's really cold out. You can tell Chloe doesn't mind the cold at all. Huh, Chloe? Yeah, we're just cruising, taking a little ride through the back roads. Hi, Chloe.
I know what's wrong with it. Ain't got no gas in it.
So we got this pulled apart and we saw that bearing's completely shot. So that would explain why my Jeep's been making that awful noise. She's seen better days. So we're gonna go get a new one, throw it back together, and hopefully it'll be fine.
Oh, look at the balls.
Wow, those guys have nice balls.
Oh my God, look at that. They're all chewed up.
That's why it was growling.
Yeah. So unfortunately, my camera died when I was recording me doing my wheel bearing. Basically, I thought the noise was coming from my front drive shaft. I was just gonna take it out to stop the noise for the time being. But when I went to jack the Jeep up and take this driver's side tire off, it wiggled like crazy in ways it's not supposed to. So I took the wheel off, ended up being the wheel bearing as you just saw. We changed that up, put a new wheel bearing in. I should have changed the U-joint, but I didn't. It's been probably about a week now, and everything's good. It drives great, big difference. Tomorrow I'm bringing this into the shop to have the Slip Yoke Eliminator kit done. Shipping is a nightmare right now for pretty much anything. It takes forever to get here. Now I'm not going to be doing it myself. I've explained in the other videos, I just don't have the time. I don't have the shop space. Yeah, it's easier just to pay someone to do things sometimes. So if you're like me and you're fairly new to Jeeps, a Slip Yoke Eliminator is something you need when you lift your Jeep. You can get away with doing different things like an axle shim, transfer case drop, but at the end of the day, the Slip Yoke Eliminator is the way to go if you're gonna lift your Jeep. Whether it be an XJ, TJ, it doesn't even have to be a Jeep. Anytime you lift a vehicle, you should get the Slip Yoke Eliminator. When I first got my Jeep, it already had a lift on it. It had a different style of spacers in here. Since then, I changed these spacers. The other one was like plastic and it just cracked, making awful noises. So I put these in, jeez. And these will, it'll help, but you need that Slip Yoke Eliminator. This is just a patch, it's a hack, it works. I also have my axle shimmed. I've done basically everything that I can to get away with getting this, but it's time. The Slip Yoke Eliminator will be in tomorrow, and honestly, I don't have that bad of vibrations, but I'm curious to see how much different this thing drives. All right, so this is basically a factory transfer case and drive shaft. Besides this double cardan joint, I'm not sure why that was added. I bought the Jeep like that. But normally what we're gonna do, the Slip Yoke Eliminator actually doesn't eliminate the slip yoke. It just moves it to the drive shaft and lets you add this double cardan joint. And all that does is give you a less dramatic angle on your drive shaft, which can give you a better ride down the road, less vibrations and all that. So as you can see, these spacers, this is the cross member. These pucks right here are the transfer case drop spacers. What this does is basically psych out the transfer case, thinking it doesn't have as big of a lift. So this drops the transfer case down, giving you a little better of an angle on your drive shaft, but at the end of the day, this is just a band-aid. You need that slip yoke eliminator, and which moves the slip yoke to the drive shaft. When I get that in, I'll show you guys what that looks like. I don't really work on vehicles much, and all I gotta say is, like, when people like tell you you can't do something, I know it sounds cliche, but just do it, just go for it. I had everyone tell me how hard this alternator was to change, but when my alternator went, I found out it actually really wasn't that hard, and I did it in 20-degree weather in probably about 30 minutes. The alternator on a 4.0 sits right below the battery here, and all you need to do is take out 3 bolts, take the belt off, take those bolts out, the alternator pulls up right from here. It was honestly a really easy job. I know my limits. I paid someone to do my heater core, and I'm paying someone to do my slip yoke eliminator as well. With the amount of money that I saved just doing my alternator, I got a new battery as well, and the wheel bearing, I probably saved myself $300-400 in labor alone. The parts I paid for and did myself, and you know, it just saves you some money. So if you're like me and you're kind of skeptical about working on your own vehicle, to an extent, just work on it. You know, this YouTube, there's great videos out there now, and basically will show you how to do anything out there on vehicles from start to finish. So I'm gonna end the video right there. Next video, you'll see the slip yoke eliminator installed in my Jeep, and I'll go over it a little bit more and show you exactly how it went. Until then, like, comment, subscribe. Let me know what you want to see in future videos. I know the 2JZ XJ content has been severely lacking. I didn't really work out as planned this winter, but I'm gonna have her dialed in this summer, and she's going to some shows too. So there's gonna be lots of content to come with that. Just stay tuned, and we'll see you in the next one.